tracking these folks down in stores.
I want to save you as much embarrassment as I can.
Lou,
I have great respect for the people who make up the preponderance of the illegal alien population in our country, that is, Mexican migrant workers. On March 29th, 2006, to Jorge Ramos, who said, I would love you to meet these illegals that you so-called. Okay? I had to tell Jorge, Univision anchor, unfortunately, partner, there's nothing to be gained here because I worked with them, I know them, I respect them.
You don't respect them when you trot out these individuals and when you embrace a vigilante organization. You don't respect them, Lou. If you're going to continue to put these individuals on the air,
what you're basically saying is my words,
as a platform
only the words
for
that
hate,
you want to use
and they're tied
are the
to
ones
hate
you'll
groups and
pay
vigilante
attention to.
groups.
You won't pay attention to the other words that I use. This broadcast has covered illegal immigration in this country and border security for 6 years. In that period of time, we have referred to disease 3 times. You make a comment on your website that I referred to invaders. You may find it intriguing referring to the illegal immigration population of this country. You may find it intriguing because we thought we'd go back and look. Invaders has been used 6 times on this broadcast.
And we charged you, Glenn Beck, Pat Buchanan. You're not the only one.
Do you want to listen to what I'm saying?
I'm just making sure you understand.
Because I want you to understand.
We documented every piece that we did on this.
And there is truth.
That's right.
And the reality is it's been used 6 times on this broadcast. I used it once, and you have used it 1/3 of the times used on this broadcast.
You've used these individuals 18 times. You've used these individuals 18 times in the past 3 years.
Do you want to deal with what I'm saying?
CNN has used them 48 times. I'm making the case.
Try it.
You've used them 18 times.
Invaders 6 times.
We document every time you've done that.
We document it. We don't pay attention to your documentation anymore.
It's parody.
It's hate speech.
It's parody and hate speech.
Okay. Well,
and there's no room for hate in this debate. There's no room for hate.
There's no room for further distortion.
You can have an honest policy discussion, but we need to take hate out of the debate. We can have an honest policy discussion.
Let's try a couple of things and just see if we can agree on a couple of them, shall we? All right?
Sure.
We need to secure our borders and our ports for the following reasons. For national security in the war on terror. To win the war on drugs, because Mexico is the principal source of methamphetamines, heroin, cocaine, and marijuana, and to stop illegal immigration. Can we agree?
We can. This isn't about immigration, though. This is about hate speech and hate groups and vigilante groups.
I understand.
Okay?
I know what it's about.
So we can have
it's pure political
a discussion about immigration policy.
It's fine.
This isn't about immigration policy.
Do you want to try?
This is about hate speech and hate groups.
Do you want to try to go through the list?
Of
what we might agree on?
We just talked about the need for comprehensive immigration reform.
So if you want to talk about hate speech, let me tell you.
We agree on the need for comprehensive immigration reform.
Even though the Congressional Budget Office itself declared that it would deal with only 25% of the problem of illegal immigration, would cost the country a fortune.
What would? Dealing with
comprehensive immigration reform legislation that was declined in the United States Senate on June 28, 2007.
We can have a separate discussion on immigration reform.
No, that's the congressional budget.
But don't dismiss this hate speech and the fact that these individuals that you parade and cloak with an era of respectability are identified and self-avowed vigilante organizations and hate groups.
Okay,
I mean, we can have a separate discussion about immigration. This is about keeping hate and hate speech out of the debate.
You said it wasn't about me. Now, is it about me or isn't it?
It's about holding you accountable with your networks, and we did cite other networks, MSNBC
I don't care about them.
and
I
Fox.
Don't care.
Well,
I care about
we care about it because this repeated and relentless use of these individuals to distort immigration.
Trying to drive an agenda that has nothing.
We're a civil rights organization trying to level the playing field.
You're not trying to level
anything. I'm as much as an ethnocentric organization as you are part of the media elite, a corporate conglomerate here on CNN.
Really?
Yes.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, okay, embrace that title. I don't embrace your title that you've given me.
Well,
we're a civil rights and advocacy organization with a record of creating opportunities for the Hispanic for Hispanics in this country. We've opened the doors for opportunity.
And I'm going to fight you with every resource I have because you have stepped over the line. And you're trying to tear apart the First Amendment. You can't stomach the fact that
free speech is one thing, hate speech is another thing.
Should I ask for La Raza to be disbanded because you and I disagree about illegal immigration?
I'm not trying to disband you.
Should you disband?
I'm saying you need to be held accountable. If you don't
I don't conform to you
if you don't conform to standards that any American would
now
embrace.
An advocacy group trying to drive amnesty for illegal aliens in this country.
That's your opinion.
No, it's what you're doing.
No, it's not.
You tell me. You don't want amnesty?
We're talking about hate speech.
You don't want amnesty?
No. We have supported...
then we're good.
We have supported taking deliberate steps to allow for an earned citizenship pathway for our folks who are here. We need to address the issue of immigration, but today, Lou, this is about taking hate speech and representatives of hate groups and vigilantes.
You're trying to
Absolutely not. There's a line that's been crossed, and we know when that line is crossed, Lou.
You do.
You've seen it be crossed before.
You are now the standard bearer for truth and free speech in this country.
We need to hold networks accountable.
You need to hold yourself accountable.
As a civil rights organization.
You've got half the Hispanic kids in this country almost dropping out of high school.
And we can work on agendas to help address that, but we can't because every day we're tarred and feathered with this issue, and you contribute to that.
Jenna Murguia, you have contributed to me, just a reprehensible approach on the part of any organization. You've joined the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is now nothing more than an advocacy and fundraising organization. I think you are the one who should be held accountable.
We're going to hold you accountable with the networks.
And we're going to hold you accountable as well.
Glenn Beck accountable. We're
going to hold everybody accountable.
All those individuals.
The reality is you can't stand the fact that we have free speech in this country, that you can be opposed and opposed effectively
free speech
by
is
people
one
who
thing,
care about
hate
reason
speech is
in this
another,
country.
Lou. We won't tolerate hate speech.
You won't tolerate it?
That's right.
Neither will I.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Jenna Murguia. Still ahead, 3 top political analysts join me. We'll have